I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, but I've been waiting for my check for the last half hour.
Hey, just because this is Vietnamese restaurant, it doesn't mean that you can order people around. My people have suffered enough. Okay, Agent Orange? Now sit down. I'm gonna bring you the check in a minute. In a minute.
I'm sorry,
In a minute? In a minute. Ha! It's great having PC customers.
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about to another video, and this is another paid request, this time by Andrew Patterson. And for those interested, you can request pretty much any type of video, topic, reaction, review, random. Feel free. You can do it either directly via PayPal, send it to me, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for episode 1 of a TV show called Off Center. I went, what's this about? Because it's interesting to look at TV shows, especially ones that only lasted a short amount of time. Maybe because you pontificate why it didn't last long, or they're the ones that get lost. Like a show that lasted 10 years, more than likely you're going to find it, unless it's like Dukes of Hazzard, because of, oh my god, the flag. Maybe the Cosby Show nowadays. But mostly if a show lasted that long, it's easy to find it. But if it's a show that lasted 5 episodes, 2 episodes, 7 episodes, maybe even 2 seasons, there are exceptions. But more than likely, it's not going to get DVD release. Again, there are exceptions. The martial law action show with Sammo Hung, and later Arsenio Hall joined it. That lasted 2 seasons. That has a DVD that I'm looking at here. Daybreak. This is a show that I actually quite liked. Which I'll get to this, but just an example, this is a show that I picked up and only lasted 1 season, sadly. That's why it says it's the complete series. And yeah, about 13 episodes, including 7 that never aired. And surprisingly enough, this did get a DVD release, and you know what? This was a pretty damn good show. And it's pretty much a cop drama thriller, a little bit of action mixed in with Groundhog Day. Because Taye Diggs plays a guy that every day he wakes up and he's got to solve this crime where someone he loves is killed. He's going to be framed for the murder, and it goes into he changes one thing, something else happens. If he changes one thing, someone else dies. So again, it was interesting to see a cop show deal with the Groundhog Day repeat aspect of it. for every decision, there's a consequence. So that's just an example of, you know, some are good, some are bad, some get a DVD, some don't. But it's all something I'm very curious about. And this show, it was on the WB network. It went from October 14, 2001 to October 31st, 2002. I'm like, well, damn. Halloween, it got canceled. Created by 3 guys, Chris Weitz, Paul Weitz, and Danny Zuker. Now, Chris Weitz and Paul Weitz, they did American Pie. Now, granted, technically only one is credited, but if you look more into it, they co-directed the first American Pie film. And then they kind of did their own stuff. Like, one did The Golden Compass, the other did Little Fockers. But that's why I said, from the guys who brought you American Pie, Off-Center. What should I say? That's a shitty title for a TV show. Because Off-Center doesn't really flow well. Hey, did you see the next episode of Off-Center? Well, you do the name test. What show are you watching today? Martial Law. And granted, that lasted 2 years as well, sadly, but that's still a good title. What show are you watching? Walker, Texas Ranger. What show are you watching? CSI, Miami. What show are you watching? Oh, I don't know, Magnum P.I. What show are you watching? Off-Center. Okay. I don't even know why the fuck it's called Off-Center. But as for the cast, you got Sean Maguire, who I did not recognize. Eddie Tate Thomas, who was in American Pie. He was the guy who was the more intellectual who fucked Stifler's mom. That's Eddie Tate Thomas. The one guy I liked the most, really the one thing I liked about this episode was John Cho. John Cho, I'm a huge fan of. He was in the American Pie films, but really did nothing in them. He would go on to be in the 3 Harold and Kumar movies, which I'm a big fan of, especially the first one. Like, if I did a list of my favorite comedies, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle would be on there. Like, I love that film a lot. The sequels I like, but the first one's the best. And then I love Searching. Like, I have the Blu-ray over here, actually. I love Searching with John Cho. Just really enjoy that film a lot. And he was the one guy that made me laugh in this. Just the thing with shows like this, on one hand, it's hard for me to get that mad at it because it's only 20-some minutes long. So even if it's not good, it still only lasted 20-some minutes. So I know that's not really a fair thing to talk about, but that's just how it is. Like, it is 20-some minutes, unless it's a gargantuan clusterfuck. Then it's like, okay, it's still just 20. But if this was the first episode, it wasn't that funny. It just wasn't that funny. The setup is Sean Maguire and Eddie Tate Thomas. They move in together in this big, spacious place, which is hard to relate to because, oh man, poor guys. I mean, one's like a rich guy who's going to pay 80% of the rent, and what was his job? Insurance? I forgot what the fuck his job was, but and he gets women all the time. And I'm like, most movies he would be the fucking villain, and he's even got a British accent. I'm like, he should just be the villain. Sean Maguire, no disrespect, I did not like his character. Maybe his character got better, but I did not like his character. Eddie K. Thomas, he was the better of the two, but the jokes, the humor is just more of how shocking can we get. which makes sense. It's the American Pie. It doesn't go off kilter. It's not like people pissing and cum jokes. But it is trying to be as raunchy as it can for TV. Soft raunch. What do I mean by soft raunch? I mean, the first scene is they're looking for a bed, and Sean McGuire's talking to the lady trying to sell him the bed, going, maybe we should test the bed. And then him and the worker just start kissing, making out on the bed. And dialogue, like one of the first bits of dialogue is, we're looking for a bed. Oh, no, I mean, I bet you assume we're homosexuals. Okay. Or they go into an elevator and there's a woman and they start talking to her and her nipples come into the conversation. Oh, don't be hard on that other nipple. Both top-notch nipples you have. Like, this is the dial. It's like, okay, you're trying to push. Oh my God, they said nipples. And they're talking about her nipples. I'm like, okay, but I'm just not laughing. Until John Cho showed up. He plays a Vietnamese owner, and part of me is like, why is he Vietnamese? He's Korean. Why doesn't he just play a Korean that owns a restaurant? But granted, it does get to me the best joke of the episode, so, and that only works if he is Vietnamese, because John Cho talks normal, is talking to his buddies, and then a customer comes up and complains. And so John Cho turns the tables on the customer and going, oh, you can't order someone around, okay, Agent Orange? I mean, when you, like, he plays the race card, I just like, just the way John Cho said that, you know, you can't order someone around, okay, Agent Orange? And then when he leaves, he turns to the guys, he goes, it's great to have PC customers. Well, I thought that was legitimately funny, the way John Cho played it, the way he said the lines, like, I mean, that was legitimately funny. And even before that, because the whole gist is that they're going to have a party because they're moved into a new place. Sean McGuire has like more than 2 girlfriends, while Eddie K. Thomas, his girlfriend wants to live there, and he doesn't want it because he doesn't want them moving in together right now. And then throughout it, they play off each other, where Sean McGuire goads the girlfriend to live with them, while Eddie K. Thomas gets both of those girls to the party. But I would say with John Cho, he says a line like, oh, how you don't work the pimp hand if the girlfriend's living with you? Okay, you're part of the 5 M's. You meet, you mate, you move, you're married, and she gets fat. Well, the last one's ain't an M. Moo. That's the 5th M. Moo. Again, the way John Cho played it, and it's like his character was the best written, and he's not even one of the stars. I'm like, why isn't he the star of the show? So I was going to say, because he's Asian. With Hollywood, sadly, I could buy that, which is a fucking... When was Harold and Kumar go to White Castle? Was that 2004? 2003? 2004? I can't remember. But it came out after this. I know that. And then I realized where as I was watching this show, I went, or this episode, I'm like, I recognize, I mean, I know John Cho, but where do I recognize these people from? Like this cast together. I went, oh, I know where. Because also in the WB was a show called the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, which I really enjoy that show. I think the Jamie Kennedy Experiment is a lot of fun. It only lasted 3 years, but with how the WB shows didn't last long, 3 years was actually quite a while for a WB show. And in one of the episodes, because the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, you had Jamie Kennedy, the actor who was in Scream. He was also in Son of the Mask. He had a candid camera type of show, but he would play different characters. So he played a different character, some type of costume, some type of makeup, act a certain way, and then play a prank on someone. Like he'd be a fake judge for a judge show, and the two going at each other are the victims of the prank. And it was a fun show. And in one episode, Jamie Kennedy was on the set, and they were supposed to play a prank on Sean McGuire, but then Sean McGuire found out and played a prank on them. I forget which season it was in, but yeah, Jamie Kennedy Experiment was a fun show. This Sally was not. I mean, the way the episode ends is A.K. Thomas talks to his girlfriend, hey, I don't want you to move in. She gets pissed. They kind of make up. And Eddie T. Thomas, he's alright. And yeah, I would take him over Sean McGuire. But it should be Eddie T. Thomas and John Cho. And John Cho played the type of character he's playing in this. But you know, Eddie T. Thomas with his girlfriend, he has one fun bit at the end where, so we don't have makeup pho? Because they can't say fuck. Makeup pho? No. Oh, pho. Oh, just the way Eddie T. Thomas said that got a chuckle out of me. And then after during the party, John Cho's with a girl, and the girl pukes. Oh, they also have this neighbor who's a rapper, and in front of anybody else, he talks sophisticated. But if he sees a black guy, he'll talk all gangsta to keep his image. He gets arrested by the cops because the cops noise complaint. And he's like, oh, I'll go with them. They'll give him some street cred. Take the picture, take the picture. I don't know about that character. And then at the end of the episode, Sean McGuire didn't really learn any lesson because he had 3 girls in bed the other night. And each come down. And I was like, why should I even try to root for this character? Like, okay, granted, there is a way to kind of do that. Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men. But this just... Whatever you think about Charlie Sheen personally, he's just a much better actor than the Sean McGuire guy. I don't know, it's the actor, it's the way he's written. I would say he's my least favorite part of the episode. So it's one of those things that, okay, it's the first episode. Would I watch the rest of the show? If it's a paid request, yeah. Pretty much any show or movie. But on my own, no, unless I just want to fast forward to John Cho. Watch John Cho and then fast forward more. So yeah, I mean, the production value is like any sitcom. And yes, it's one of those sitcoms that has a laugh track. And yeah. As I try to go a little bit of that raunch, like what can we get away with? Well, we could mention nipples and we do the... which seems like nothing today, but was a big deal in 2001. And yeah, it just... yeah. I could see why it didn't last long if this is how the episodes were. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.